Hello，大家好，欢迎大家来到读书时间。我们今天继续读《Soft Hearts: Rett Swinson Mystery》这本书。好，我们现在开始。No, and I didn't ask her in time. Sorry. Daryl shook his head. I've known Otis practically my whole life. Half of our house, heck, half the neighborhood has his fingerprints on repairs of everything from washing machines to fence gates. I just wonder if he discovered something important back there in the alleyway. I can't imagine Otis being wrapped up in any of this. But if he is trying to protect someone, trying to set things up. But if he is trying to protect someone, his voice trailed off. Who? He shrugged. I don't know. Not to change the subject, but how is Charlie? Did you call him to tell him about your mom? I did. He was very sad to hear his grandma is sick, but I thought it better to be honest with him. Parenting is exhausting, but I guess you know that. My only girl is grown and off to college. I guess I should worry less, because now if she gets in trouble with the law, it's all on her. Daryl smiled at that, and I detected an opening. If you don't mind me asking, what happened with you and your ex-wife? My husband and I are separated right now. We'll be divorcing soon. Sorry to hear it. It's nothing I'd wish on anyone. It happens. I mean, in my case, it was divorce or the poor house. Janice was spending all our money plus money that we didn't have. Shop, shop, shop. I honestly believe she couldn't help herself. Your mother called it gold digging. I wish there were gold for Janice to dig up. I did have a small settlement from a wreck I sustained chasing a drunk driver about 5 years ago. That was going to be the start of Charlie's college fund. She spent it, and I lost all respect for her. I was about to share something Maxine had told me in one of our sessions, but should I? Yes, I should. There was just no way I was going to get involved with someone who didn't see the benefits of therapy. Alan never would consider sharing his thoughts with a damn stranger, as he always put it. Ladies and gentlemen, do not worry about the people who go to therapy. Worry about the ones who won't. So I took a deep breath and said, my therapist says that marriage can handle resentment for very long. Daryl didn't miss a bit. Your therapist is spot on. I just hope when my son is older, that he won't resent me for divorcing his mom. I think he looks up to you too much for that. His expression softened. What about you? Darryl asked. Did having an empty nest have something to do with your breakup? No, I think we... No, I think we were broken from the beginning. I was living on the surface, where Ellen has always lived. I was never myself with Ellen. Not really. I thought I was being what he wanted me to be. In betraying myself, I'd betrayed the relationship. Maybe it wasn't as bad as an affair, but it was a form of cheating too. That's pretty deep. Psychobabble. What is psychobabble? Psychobabble. Your mother might call it. I just don't meet any people who can put into words that they are thinking the way you just did. Maybe it's because I hang out with a bunch of crouch sketchers and knuckle draggers. The image made me giggle. That can be true. You'd be surprised. Sometimes the stereotypes are completely accurate. Actually, I said, I think most people are deep, but it's painful to plumb those waters. Even now, it's hard for me to get back in touch with something I'd Even now, it's hard for me to get back in touch with something I'd call my real self. Too much anger in the way. I still get angry at Janice, Darryl said. Fortunately, like you did, I saw a therapist, and he helped a lot. He helped you get over your anger? Well, he made me realize that every person has different genes, different experiences, different brain chemistry. I finally accepted the fact that shopping was Janice's way of finding a peace and comfort. Yeah, it's a destructive method of coping, but we all do some things to feel better. At least by understanding that, I was able to stop hating her. Besides, he continued, if you think about your anger all the time, over the course of time it just crushes you. It steamrolls your whole life. I smiled. Something funny? He asked. It's just that someone else in this room is pretty deep too, I said. He blushed a little, then got serious again. How do you deal with your anger toward Ellen? I don't, I said. I drink. The revelation surprised even me. I felt myself getting choked up and became quiet. I waved my hand by way of apology and tried to drink some water. Faster than most men move. Darryl pulled his chair to my side of the table and put his arm around me. He just made himself present, a simple gesture I'd never witnessed Ellen express ever. I'm sorry, I whispered. Thank you, I'll be okay. I know you will, he said confidently. We both will. I wasn't so sure he was right, but my heart responded to his optimism with a small leap. Before he moved back to his side of the table. Of course, you can probably guess what I'm going to ask you next, I said. What is that? Did you meet with the deceased's family today? Did you meet with deceased's family today? He chuckled. Nothing can distract you from the case for long, can it? I'll talk with Wanda's daughter tomorrow. She's flying back to Charlotte from California tonight on the red eye. And what about the ex-husband and son? They are still in the Far East playing classical guitar. I guess there's a market for that sort of thing outside the States. But I can't imagine anyone making a living doing that here. Did you talk to them? Yes, I learned neither had talked with Wanda in quite a few months. Maybe you will learn something from the daughter, I said. I hope so. Here we were, taking out while talking about divorce and a murder. That couldn't classify as a fun time together, could it? Then why was I already wanting to spend more time with him? 好，谢谢大家，我们今天先读到这里吧，那我们下次再见了，拜拜。